Okay, testing. Let me see if I can hear my own voice. I can. How are you guys doing? So we've got the match of the century. We've got round 3. We've got Trick Room. There's a Trick Room with a Zora actually attached to it. There's a bit more balance I see with the screens, and then we have Golden Go as well. I'm trying to look at the teams as well from here. I'm trying to stand a bit further away so that the people can't hear me, the players themselves. So if you're seeing me, it's like looking at the teams, it'll be that. So let me go take a look at both teams here. So Choice Specs Fluttermane, we have Lifters Golden Go with Terra Water, obviously. We Landorus. Oh, Choice Core Landorus actually with the Terra type, Flying and Terra Blast, very terrifying actually. It's so fast, so strong. Landorus still putting in work left and right, as we have Grimstone as well on the field with the Reflect option, the Light Screen option, and of course the busted move in my opinion. The Steelix Squad is here. Hello Steelix Squad, how you doing? Oh yeah, the obvious Trick Room setup is very popular here with Cresselia Heatran, always been a classic really. Let's see, is the screen small on my end, or is that just like general? That's just on my end. Right. As the light screen is being put up, as we have 2 Cresselias on the field, what the fuck? And Cresselia being switched in, meaning the left side will be the actual Hisuian Zorak, as Cresselia is carrying that Rocky helmet as well. With a U-turn, doing a bit of damage to it, of course, super effective still, as the Iron Hands is coming in. Possibly do some damage as the Willow's actually coming out from the Zorak into the Iron Hands, just making sure that this thing goes. Make sure that the attack stat is down as well, down and about. See on your Iron Hands. On the other hand, you wouldn't like to see that on your Landorus either, but yeah, Iron Hands still is quite viable. Even with the burn, you have the possibility of just still being able to deal out decent damage. You have the fake out pressure as well. Those options are still on the table as well. Iron Hand's just bulky, man. The bulky Pokemon. We still have the 2 Cresselias onto the field as well. Fake out coming out into the Cresselia with the Rocky Helmet, meaning Iron Hands will take a bit more of that chip damage. As a U-turn coming out from the Zorak, which we know is a Zorak, but still has a bit of damage there, so it can appear as another Pokemon this time around. We do know what Pokemon has been switched in earlier. The Heatran is in, so meaning the Zorak can possibly switch in with that Cresselia to become a Heatran. But Heatran actually coming in, meaning the Zorak will no longer be disguised, I believe, as there's no last Pokemon in the back anymore. And then drop thanks to the attack from the Grimstone, of course, making sure that this Heatran does a little bit less damage as well. So yeah, burn, not great, but Iron Hands is still a respectable one that can deal as much damage as possible. And looking at what we have seen, I feel the Golden Go is looking clean, mighty clean, if I can add. I have to switch out here from the Iron Hands to it. Is that Landorus back again? So no Will-O-Wisp this time, no Will-O-Wisping Zorak on the field this time. Intimidate going off, making sure that both of these Pokemon's attacks that will be dropped, and the parting shot as well. I mean, this Heatran right now is at -2 special attack, and the light screen is up as well. So whatever this Heatran will go for, it will do quite a bit less damage, unless of course it can go for a crit. Have Golden Go coming in. Golden Go, you have Flash Cannon, I believe. Not that much damage, of course. Golden Go Steel type. Lunar healing itself, its partner, and also every status condition in the universe, which I think is a bit much, isn't it, Cresselia? Meaning Golden Go is now in, Landorus is now in. They can both a bit of damage here. Landorus has a possibility to go for fakes, of course, or for any ground move onto Heatran. But yeah, you have that switch out potential as well, and of course we cannot forget about Terra type, as we actually see a helping hand from the Cresselia into that Heatran slot. Effect from the Golden Go. This Heatran is still -2, and there's still a light screen. Will this helping hand proves to be enough. We have a U-turn from the Landers into that Heatran, not wanting to risk any sort of terrestrialization going on because that is what Heatran does best. Well, standing there, and now that it can change its typing, it is just amazing, as it always is. As the Iron Hands comes back in, being able to provide any sort of fake out pressure as well, and of course Goldugo protected to the Heat Wave, quite a bit of damage to the Iron Hands, as the Goldugo can just enjoy a little bit of its recovery. Is Terra Ice with Terra? Does it just clear? Let's see if it is Terra. Let me check out the team list as well, because I need to check that. If that is, it is Terra Grass. Terra Grass this time around with the Live Orb as well. Cool. Still very threatening. Instead of being able to just keep healing it while Heatran doing all that damage, the Landorus is back again as well. Landorus back at it again after the Will-O-Wisp feint on the Iron Hands. Intimidating, and now you have that option of using what do you do against the Heatran. Are you going for that ground type move, dealing with the Heatran, or are you going for that Terra type as well? So quite hard decision to make here. This is why Open Teach is one of the things, but now let's see what is the plan here. I feel personally the Goldugo kind of has a Terra. Because, yeah, Terra Water just really seems very clean here. Zoroark has a potential to go for Nasty Popper, as we do have that Terra Water on the Goldugo, making it rain, but rain water. There we have the from the Heatran coming out. And so no damage this round to the Heatran. We have the Nasty Blow from the Goldugo. Goldugo just being able to boost itself up right now, so that it will do as much damage as possible in the following turn. +2 right now. Lunar Blessing from the Cresselia onto the Heatran. Heatran healing a bit more. See, Heatran is bulky. Heatran can be offensive. Heatran can be a lot of stuff. So Cresselia just being here the ultimate backup for Heatran, right? In earlier generations, we had Skill Swap Cresselia swapping with Heatran so that it would no longer be hit by any sort of Earthquakes either to give away Levitate, but now with Lunar Blessing, it is such a good Pokemon to have. Even Follow Me, and it's absolutely busted. So now the decision is here again. We already know that the Landorus is Scarf, so he's locked into a move. Heatran will be switching out, not wanting to waste that Terra just yet, as the Zoroark is actually coming in, and as I said earlier, Zoroark will no longer be disguised because Heatran was switched in. With Tantrum into the Zoroark. Zoroark will survive thanks to its Focus Sash, thankfully, as a Goldugo by +2 can go quite a bit of damage. As the Trick Room actually, oh wait, did an Asplot again? I might have missed that, my bad. As we have the Trick Room from the Cresselia. Sorry guys, I've been juggling two things at the same time. Trick Room is now up, meaning the slowest Pokemon is the fastest Pokemon, and the fastest Pokemon is the slowest Pokemon. Meaning Landorus is the slowest Pokemon. I feel Landorus being out right now. Into that Grimstone. Grimstone can provide any support here. Blast not doing anything really to this Goldugo as it goes for the main, and it does a tremendous amount even to the Cresselia. Of course, it will KO that, so HP. But doing that much to Cresselia, that's always impressive to see, honestly. Cresselia just being one of those Pokemon that's just so bulky, so strong, man. Like, even nerfed it, and still it's this strong. It's kind of crazy. Iron Hands being switched in, meaning it can provide some necessary support here possibly. Let's see what this set is. It is the Assault Vest with Terra Grass and just Green Punch, Wild Charge, Fake Out, Full Switch, the classic set. It's the classic Iron Hands, really. But now being in Trick Room, it can provide a lot of offensive presence as well. So, wondering what will happen here. Goldugo is, of course, now as its stat reduced thanks to its first as the Helping Hand actually coming out from this Cresselia into the Iron Hands, probably wanting to just KO this Goldugo because it is, of course, very weak to any sort of Wild Charge, and Reflect will help a bit at least, but it is still very scary to have, as actually just well predicted, going for the Drain Punch onto Brimstone, doing quite a bit of damage as the Golden Go recovers a bit thanks to its leftovers. So yeah, this is still a scary position. It was very well played by not revealing the Iron Hands till the end, because Golden Go was looking very good for its Terra Water, and then suddenly the Iron Hands being in the back showcases a good idea how to play around as the parting shot into the Iron Hands, just lowering its attack a bit as well. We do have the option of Flanders switching in as well, so it will be -2 as well with the Reflector. Even a Helping Hand can't do that much in that regard. Flanders really putting in its work right now, because honestly I felt like Flanders was, it seems to really work very well in this team. We have a Dream Punch coming in again into the Landorus, not doing that much, but still damage is damage. So we'll take those. Nasty plot again from this Golden Go. Golden Go just going for it, just plotting left and right, counting its coins, making sure that Christmas will be coming for the Scrooge. As a kind of a difficult position here to move around here for Vohmu. You still have the Trick Room up, but Landorus is in and you don't really have an option to hit it Iron Hands. Your Cresselia has Moonblast, Helping Hand, Moonblast, Trick Room, but nothing really to, nothing like Ice Beam for example. As we have the switch out from this Iron Hands into the Heatran, as the Landorus is switching out as well, it's just preserving that Intimidate, good for the late game, always nice to have. As his Golden Go is just going for another Protect, just seeing what's happening. Is the Trick Room over yet? Let it happen. See what happens, you know? We have the Moonblast coming out from the Cresselia into the Golden Go, not doing that much damage, and Gerson is back on the field. Now that Gerson is back on the field, he can go for a, I want to say parting shot, for example, but like he's got plenty of options here to do. Got plenty of options. I'm trying to see the teams. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see what movesets they have as we have the Shadow Ball into that Heatran. How much? Oh, Heatran still surviving. This is why Heatran is such an amazing Pokemon. Still being able to survive that as well. Godemon. I'm not biased. I just love Heatran, man. He's a frog, but on fire. All right. Flash Cannon KOing the Grimmsnarl Life Orb, of course, taking out the Heatran itself, but Heatran has been able to KO at least one thing on the field, as the Landorus can come back in. But if Landorus comes back in, the Iron Hands will come back in as well, meaning it will get intimidated yet again. So something it would rather not like to see right now. Golden Go really putting in all the effort left and right, putting in the work, making it rain, shadow balling. Still proving that it's such a good Pokemon to have in this Regulation D format. Now, Scarf Landorus, of course, still having the option of just going for those strong ground type moves. Doesn't really have the option to go for Terra Blast, for example, as we do have the Make It Rain and will be KOing that Cresselia. So Cresselia finally going down. Took a while, took a few hits, but it is down. Now it's Iron Hands versus the world, unfortunately, so not really looking great right now. Golden Go really, damn man, I love Golden Go. I'm just seeing it, man. Spirit Break on Grimmsnarl. Oh, I don't know what it was. Couldn't come up with it. I couldn't come up with it, but yeah, that is the game. So well played there. That was game one. Game one going to Trabje. I have no idea what the in real life names are of these people, but I'm just here to record stuff. So I'm just talking. Adrenaline Orb does exist, if I recall correctly, so it's not coded out as far as I've seen, so it should still be there. Also, can you guys see? I don't know, because like I'm trying not to talk too hard and I'm talking from distance, but so I don't know. Anyway, we do have the teams on. We do have the teams here visible. I feel it's time for the bear. It did put in a lot of work. Lorak with the Willows was very nice, trying to just make sure that the Iron Hands was nerfed, but it's that Golden Go that putting so much effort and work with those moves. Headlong Rush of course, is one of those moves that's just absolutely bonkers. 120 base power from a guts boosted bear, 140 special attack. So we have Grinsnarl and the Iron Hands. We have the Fika potential here. As Fluttermane is on the field, we've missed you, Fluttermane. We haven't been enjoying this match without you, because we'll be stuck with you for a while. But now you have the option to go for a light screen here, perhaps with the Grinsnarl, because of course Fluttermane is able to just go for any sort of fairy type moves on these two Pokemon here, as a Cresselia is able to provide support by, for example, just helping handling, make sure that whatever this Fluttermane goes for will do a hell of a lot of damage. This is also a Choice Specs Fluttermane. Oh no, wait, this is Trabje Steel. It is not Choice Specs. It is. It's. Oh no, it is Choice Specs. Alright, we have the light screen coming out. We have the Moonblast just coming out into that Grinsnarl, making sure that it might go down, and it's actually surviving, honestly. Wow. Wow. Peek out from. Oh, wow, honestly, I'm surprised. I'm just surprised that survived. Grinsnarl very, just decently bulky, but light screen just showing the power that it gives you, just making sure that your Pokemon left and right can survive as well. So those mirrored screams are very nice to have. As right now we have to decide what to do here. Golgo also switching was also a very good play there, because it cannot be hit that hard with a Moonblast, as the Fluttermane is switching out here, because we already know it is Specs. As the Bear is in, Parting Shot coming out into the Cresselia. Cresselia not being able to do that much damage either way, but Moonblast will do less now. But Cresselia can go for that potential Trick Room right now. And Trick Room will mean that that bear will be enjoying its stay, because Facade, you have the Headlong Rush, you have so many moves that it can do. You even have the potential to go for Swords Dance, Facade boosted, like Guts boosted, but that might seem a bit much, doesn't it? But it is Bulk Up, it is Facade Earthquake actually, not Headlong Rush. So you are hitting the person next to you. So as long as, if that Cresselia is on the side, that's fine, but if the Cresselia is not on your side, not really great right now. So, I kind of have to decide what to do here. Almost flabbergasted. Every slam and full switch is really painful. Yeah, it is. It is one of those things. As we do have the Make It Rain coming out right now, doing a bit of damage as you have the Flame Orb activation this time around. So, the Bear is in. Lander is also with the Intimidate, also working. So, let's see what you'll do here. You can just go for the Earthquake. Landers won't be hit, but you're still hitting that Golden Goal. Even if it goes for that Terra, it will still hurt quite a bit, because 140 base attack plus Guts plus yeah, just being a bear, overall bear, you know. No Terra activation, so you turn onto the Cresselia, Rocky Helmet damage just a bit more. No Trick Room set yet, because the Landers moved first with the Choice Scarf, meaning you had the possibility to switch something in. Deciding what to switch in, you want to try and set up your last screens maybe later, but depends if you think if your Landorus is going to be attacked right now. So is it a safe time to switch in your Grinsnarl right now, so you have that potential to go for those screens? It is the Iron Hands that's being switched in. As going for that Shadow Ball. Is it enough for the Cresselia? It will be enough for the Cresselia to go down a bit earlier than last game, meaning this bear is free to do what it wants. It is going for that Earthquake. It is the Earthquake on two Pokemon, two super effective hits. Both of them surviving, doing quite a bit of damage, but still hanging on strong. Now, of course, you do have the Golden that is faster. We already have that confirmed. You have the peak out pressure from the Iron Hands again. No Trick Room with the Cresselia anymore, but you have the Fluttermane. Fluttermane is able to probably pick up a KO here on either of these Pokemon with a possible Shadow Ball or a Moonblast. I don't believe a Dinosaur game will be great. Well, it won't KO the Golden Goal. You will lose your Fluttermane if you go for the Dazzling Gleam. So I would personally go for the Shadow Ball into Golden Goal slot myself, and just make sure that I attack with my Bear into Facade into the Iron Hand slot, because you have the Lavender switch in for the Intimidate possibly, but you're still doing quite a bit of damage. And the Grinsnarl is quite low, so you will get probably a KO at least as we do have the Terra activation this time around. Let's see what it is. It is that Terra Fairy onto the Flutter Mane, meaning it will go for that extremely strong Fairy type move, going for Dazzling Gleam or for a possible Moonblast. I'm assuming it will be that Dazzling Gleam right now, as it is boosted by this Fairy, by the specs. It is a Dazzling Gleam. Is it enough? It's not enough for the Golden Go, but it does quite a bit of damage. Iron Hands will be going down. Let's see if what this Golden Go went for as well. Shadow Ball, of course, not being super effective anymore, but the safe Make It Rain, not KOing the Flood Mane either, because its special attack stat has already been lowered, and the bear also surviving, meaning this bear is able to go for a solid bulk up, honestly. As you don't want to hit your own Flood Mane with an Earthquake, you're still Dazzling Gleam. The Golden Go is definitely now in range of a Dazzling Gleam, and might need a bit more snack times to get back to the health to survive one. As the Grimmsnarl, other Landers can be switched in. Landers, of course, has that potential to go for that Terra. And you can go that Terra Fairy, Terra Blast. You can't just go for a grab move, but you have to choose one of your targets. Now, if you choose for the Flutter Mane, it will go down. I don't, and then of course the Golden Go is faster, so it will be able to kill the bear as well. So, what will the decision here be? Switch out from the Flutter Mane, actually, making sure that this survives for another turn. And the switch in will be that Hisuian Zoroark, it is back at it again, as the Rock Slide coming out, not doing all that much damage to the bear. Make It Rain coming out will be enough for both of them. Ooh, as we have the special attack drop, the bear still hanging on, and the Zoroark as well. Facade coming out into the Landers, just going for that big KO. Wow, this bear is loose. Flamor will, of course, probably make sure that it will not stay. Leftovers a bit more from the Golden Go as well. Grimmsnarl, the only Pokemon being in the back, not being able to do all that much, as the Flutter Mane now has a free switch in as well. Flutter Mane being able to switch in seems very nice right now. Grimmsnarl, not be really able to do all that much right now. So, quite difficult to say what this endgame is not looking the best right now. It was, so that is a forfeit. That is an unfortunate forfeit there. Alright, meaning it is 1-1 if I recall correctly. It is 1-1. Yeah. Because Vohmu won this one. Yeah. And Trabje won the last one, if I recall correctly. So, let's see how Game 3 will go out. Personally, I am a believer. I'm a believer of the Golden Go. I am a Golden Go fan. Golden Go can definitely do this. Golden Go is, honestly, I'm a fan of that one. I don't like playing against it, but I love playing with it. And the team composition is something that I prefer, but of course, the hard Trick Room is just so, like the Trick Room option is so strong, and the Zoroark is putting so much effort and work as well. So I feel like the Zoroark is well deserved as well. I can definitely deserve the win here as well. Zoroark not doing all that much work, I feel, in the last two games, but it is that nice surprise option that you are able to switch a Pokemon in, go for those immunities that it has, because it has a lot of immunities. Course against normal, ghost, fighting as well, so we do have those options, which is nice to have. So let's see, Game 3, it's game time. If you're wondering, a lot of the players seem to be done as well. If you're wondering, you can also click the link and check out what the pairings are right now and how the players are playing and who's playing in it as well. So we have Flutter Mane and the Cresselia this time around. And on the other hand, we have Golden Go and the Grimmsnarl. Now, this is not looking too bad for the Golden Go, because Golden Go has the option to just go for Protect. You can scout out what the Flutter Mane wants, and you're guaranteed to go for a Light Screen at least. Now, the Moonblast plus Helping Hand will be sure to kill the Grimmsnarl, unfortunately. So you have to kind of see what you're going to do. Or you can just go make a hard call, go for the Terra with your Golden Go and just make a rain, make sure that the Flutter Mane goes down. But that seems like a very hard call to make. So definitely when you're this far ahead in the tournament, you want to keep up. It is actually a Terra coming out right now. So it is a Terra on the goal to go, just going hard for it. It is a Terra Water this time around. Did he just go for a Make It Rain, making sure that this Floodmane is instantly gone as well? As let's take a look. It is the light screen coming out here. We have the light screen. We have the Will-O-Wisp actually into that into the Grimmsnarl, as the Cresselia is free to do whatever it wants right now. Make It Rain coming out. Is it enough? It's not enough for the Floodmane. It is still hanging on there as well. Very quite. Oh, but it's not even the Floodmane, of course. It is the Zoroark, because the Floodmane is specs. So Zoroark being able to just do all the effort. Een beetje, dat is. Sorry, dat is oké. Een beetje, dat is oké. But very nice. Make It Rain still. You have the light screen up as well. Honestly, I don't think this is a very bad decision to make here. If that was the Floodmane, it would have been probably gone. So we do know that Floodmane is in the back. You have Terra to your Golden Go already, so you have that option as well. Shadow Ball not being super effective anymore will still do a lot of damage because there is a Floodmane with specs. But you have put up both screens as well. Both screens are up, and you have the option to go for any sort of attack as the U-turn coming out from the Zoroark into that Grimmsnarl, just doing a bit of chip. As you have now a 1 HP Zoroark in the back, you can now potentially switch in something else here. Something that could take this Make It Rain a bit better, as we have the Ursaluna actually. Nasty Plot coming out from the Golden Go, making sure that this can go for quite a bit of damage as well, as the Trick Room is up as well. So you have the Reflect up, you have Ursaluna with the Guts boosted, you have Facade, you can fire off into that Golden Go, you have Trick Room up, meaning the bear will move first, and you can Helping Hand it potentially as well. So all of these options, and all of these options to just see what will happen. So is a Reflect strong enough to stop this bear, as the Parting Shot actually going into Ursaluna as well, making sure that its attack is lowered a bit as well. I'm just gonna... Okay. Is also lowered as well, so this Facade will do a bit less. You have Facade's Terra well, you have the Stab. You could go for the Terra normal, but it is Terra Ghost for a Cockroach. Intimidate coming out as well, and the Reflect up. So bulk up, just proving that it can just go for a bit more bulk. You have the Golden Go now at +1, I believe. So Lunar Blessing just wanting to heal the Ursaluna as much as possible. It will lose its burn just for a second because the Flame Orb will activate it in just a second as well. As now the Shadow Ball is coming out at +1. Is it enough for the Cresselia? It is not enough. Cresselia still hanging on. Can go for a potential Helping Hand into this Landorus, Helping Hand into this Ursaluna, going for a strong Facade into the Golden Go, or either the Landorus. There's no other ghost. There could be a potential other ghost heavy in the back, being the Floodmane, of course. But you have to see, you know, we've seen all 4 Pokemon, I believe. No, we haven't actually. Potential of the 4 Pokemon being that Floodmane is kind of scary, honestly. So Helping Hand into that Helping Hand into the bear. We do have the Facade coming out. Is it enough? It's not enough. With the Reflect, with the Intimidate, doing hell of a lot of damage at least, and going for another Nasty Plot. Will it be able to survive enough turns to make sure that survive enough turns through this Trick Room? So Intimidate, Parting Shot, plus a Reflect, and it's still did that amount of damage. Of course, it did bulk up once, so gotta give credit where credit is due. As Landorus is gonna go down as well, thanks to it's gonna be switch out into the potential of that Grimmsnarl again. Grimmsnarl, back at it again. Of course, yeah. Now you have a Burn Grimmsnarl still. Being able to just still hit for a bit of damage onto the Ursaluna. You don't have Cresselia anymore healing this Ursaluna continuously, meaning Golden Go just needs to survive. You have one goal: survive. As we have the next Pokemon coming in, it is that Floodmane. Of course, Floodmane in Trick Room is one of the slowest Pokemon, but you have to kind of protect your Golden Go right now, because if the Ursaluna goes for an Earthquake or for a potential, well, not Earthquake because you don't want to hit your own Fluttermane, but if it goes for a Facade, it will be able to KO this Golgo. It will possibly be able to KO the Grimmsnarl as well, so you have to kind of decide what to do. Can you survive 5 turns in Trick Room? That's always a question. And Facade coming out just into the Golgo. Golgo just going down, meaning now the Grimmsnarl is free to move as it wants to. But Golgo going down, Pokemon that put so much effort in the earlier game, losing it, kind of unfortunate. Maybe trying to play around the opponent predicting a Protect as the Zoroark is actually going down. Oh yeah, I didn't see the HP bar from him. That was the Zoroark, my bad. But yeah, we still know that there's a Fluttermane in the back. It's been a while, alright? Okay, so you have the Intimidate again for the Ursaluna. Ursaluna is now, it had a +1, it was Intimidate Parting Shot, so it is back at -2. It is back at -2 as the actual Fluttermane is now coming in as well. Intimidate going off, making sure that this Fluttermane will not do anything with its attack stat because it's using that all the time, you know. And we do have the information that the Landorus is, of course, that Scarf variant. So it can go for quite a bit of damage as well. So, what will you do? Ursaluna is still being such a threat, even though it is Intimidated, Parting Shot, done all that damage. Switching out the Landorus just for another Intimidate cycle might be the best play in that regard, as the Fluttermane is coming in. A Facade will, of course, do no damage to this Fluttermane if it's going for it. Evat. As we do have the Terra Fairy coming out this time around, going for that all strong fairy type moves that we lost and see so much. Facade not affecting, of course. Now this Fluttermane is able to go for a strong fairy move as after the Spirit Break, of course, doing a bit of damage to the Fluttermane, making sure that its special attack is dropped as well. Now Fluttermane can go for that Terra Fairy choice, Pax Dazzling Gleam. It will take down the Grimmsnarl as the Fluttermane takes a bit of damage of it, thanks to the screens of Grimmsnarl still being hanging on quite well. Now the option is back at it again. Landorus comes back in, goes for another Intimidate, so making sure that this Ursaluna is now at -3. It still has that +1 thanks to the bulk up from earlier, but it is still very nice to have in this regard. Look at this. So it is -3 as we see. Even the Fluttermane -2 attack, so not doing that much, you know, with its attack stat. We have the screens up, so this is the board position that you have to try and win here. We won't know both Fluttermanes are specs. So we do see the Stomping Tantrum coming out into that Fluttermane. Is it enough? It is enough. It is also a critical hit there, making sure that this Fluttermane goes down. Unfortunately there. Oof, that is very rough as the bear remains. Moonblast coming out into the bear, doing quite a bit of damage, not KOing it. Going for the Facade onto the Landorus, not doing all that much damage anymore as the Ursaluna is taking a bit more from Flame Orb. And now with Scarf Landorus and the Fluttermane there, it seems like it is curtains this time around. Very well played by both players here. Wow, that was a whew. So well played, Trabje. Well played indeed. Well played to both players. So let's go enjoy the next round. We'll be back soon with round 4.